Hello, this is Matthew with Simplilearn, and we're going to be going through working with Node.js and Node Package Manager today. So let's go through why you'd want to sit through this tutorial and what you're going to learn. Well, first of all, we're going to talk about the Node.js modules and why Node.js being a modular architecture is of benefit and how you can leverage that. Then we're going to talk about what Node Package Manager is and how you can use it with the modular architecture. Why you'd want to use NPM, how we actually go through and do the installation of NPM. It's actually pretty easy, so you should be able to jump on that really quickly. Then we'll actually go ahead and actually go through the details of what it takes to create a package.json file with NPM. And finally, we'll do a live demo. We'll actually step through using terminal window to actually interact and build out an NPM package. So let's get started. Let's talk about Node.js modules first and understand the architecture and the modular structure behind Node.js so that you understand why it's so important to have NPM. So let's talk a little bit about modules. So modules in Node.js, they provide the functionality that you can use for your application. So the actual architecture of Node.js is built in such a way that it allows you to be able to create solutions and extensions very quickly and easily. So it has many modules that require different functionality for different applications that you can customize and modify to meet your needs. So some of the most popular modules that you have for Node.js include Express.js, which is becoming an ever more popular backend architecture for building out solutions. We have React.js, which is from Facebook. We have Node Daemon, an open source solution. And each of these modules are very big solutions in themselves, but you can also create smaller modules that would be of benefit to the types of applications you're creating. So you can kind of think of modules in a sense as microservices, so that you can actually build out solutions that you can reshare over and over. They're not quite the same, but similar kind of thought process for actually how you interact with them. So let's go through what NPM is. So NPM itself stands for the Node Package Manager. No great shakes there. As the name says, it's responsible for all the packages and modules that are bundled within Node.js. So the Node Package Manager itself really has two key functionalities. The first is that it is a central repository for all packages and modules, which you can then search through online. You can go to search.nodejs.org and you can find all of the packages and modules that are out there. The second is that it's also a command line or terminal line utility that allows you to install those packages, so you can actually go through and you can see the version management and dependencies within those packages, and you can control the packages themselves. So why would you use NPM? So NPM is really useful for being able to extend the project you're working on. So when you're building out a project, one of the concepts I like to use is the concept of Lego bricks. Big fan of Lego. And what's great about Lego bricks is that they're all individually by themselves, very small, very specific functionality. But if you actually get a whole collection of Lego bricks together, you can build like crazy cool things. So think of when you're working with the Node Package Manager itself, is that each of those individual pieces that you're working with, each of those individual packages are their own Lego bricks, and by themselves you can then edit and update and maintain that piece separately from the whole environment. As long as your inputs and outputs, really the piece where you snap the Lego in or when you connect the Lego to something else, are interacted and open and well documented, then you can actually then use those modules effectively throughout your project. So you can actually then be able to do that. You can do version control on your codes and dependencies. You can do testing very easily. And then once you actually get to the point where you go, yes, I want to release a new module, you can do that effectively using NPM, and it will actually go through and do the actual deployment for you. So let's go through the NPM installation. So the actual package manager itself is included with the installation of Node.js. So if you've installed and you're running Node.js locally, then you've already installed the package manager. But you can also access it through command line or terminal window on your data server or in your server farm or via the cloud. If you haven't now downloaded Node.js, here's the website where you can go down to install it, and there's Windows and Mac versions of that code as well with the installers, which allow you to get up and going very quickly. You want to be able to run the installer and accept all the default settings. To begin with, you want to kind of have the standard setup so that you are most familiar with the normal settings before you start getting to the point where you're a master and you're tweaking things. There is a way that you can open up the command window or the terminal window. And once you've actually installed Node.js, to verify that it's actually installed, you can write the command node-version, and it'll actually then pull out the version of Node.js that you have installed, and then you'll be able to see that you've got it actually up and running. And then you can also do the same thing for NPM. You can do NPM --version, and it actually will then show you which version of the Node package manager you have running, so you can actually take full advantage of that program and verify that it's actually up and running. So let's actually look inside of a package. So packages themselves are actually just JSON files. If you're new to this space, JSON file is a structured file format that's based on JavaScript. It's a very XML-like format for being able to write instructions for the actual package itself. And so the JSON file forms really kind of the heart of each package you create. It has all of the metadata that you'd have about a particular object, and then it provides a root directory to any of the applications or modules that the package may be referencing. In addition, it has any other additional information about the project such as dependencies and other files that need to be included. So here we have is an example of a package that would be created using NPM JSON script. And you can actually take this package file as it is right here and use the command npm init, and it'll actually run this package. And so you would actually then have a demo application up and running really quickly. You can then go ahead, if you want to, you can edit any of these parameters. So like, for instance, if you wanted to change the description or the version or what is the main index script that would be written, these are all things that you can edit very quickly and easily. You can just use text editor to make any of these edits. And so we have the different metadata that can be updated. And so this is where we go in and do a full demo of working with NPM. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go ahead and actually run a demo of using NPM. And to do that, I've got 3 windows in front of me right now. So I have this window here, which is my terminal window, where I'll be doing all of my instructions. Then I also have a folder which shows where I'll be putting all of the files. And then finally, I'll actually have a text editor. In this case, I'm using VS Code because it's free, but you can use any text editor you like to be able to go in and show what the code that's been created by NPM in the JSON file, so you can actually see what it looks like. And then we'll modify it a little bit. So first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and create a new project folder. So I'm going to go in, I'm just going to move into, I'm going to do change directory, and go into the project folder, and we'll see down here that we have an empty project folder, but for this one I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to create a new directory in this one, and I'm going to call this one Simplilearn. And there we are, we've created a new Simplilearn folder, and we are going to move into the Simplilearn folder. And so we're now in the Simplilearn folder. There's nothing in there right now. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and initialize this folder as a project folder for working with NPM. Now to do this, you will have to have already installed NPM. If you have Node.js, NPM comes with it. And if you want to see whether or not you have NPM installed, so you can just do npm-version. And that will actually tell you what the version of NPM you have installed is. And it also verifies that NPM is installed. So I've gone ahead and I've been able to validate that I have NPM installed. So what I'm now going to go ahead and do is I'm going to initialize this folder. So to do that, just do npm init. And you'll see that the path is that we're already in the Simplilearn folder. And then when you do that, it's going to ask you some questions. So what is the package name? We're going to go with the defaults for right now, and then I can show you how we can edit those in a little bit. We're going to go with just say yes to all of these just by hitting return. And you'll see here that we're going to create a new folder called a package.json folder. This is the instructions that we have in the folder. Do we want to go ahead and create this? We want to. And it's going to go ahead and do that. And we can see now in our folder here that we actually have package.json. So we go ahead and open this up with VS Code. Here we are. We can actually see what all of the information is. We can go ahead and we can actually go and update this metadata if we want to. I'm going to leave it as is for right now because I want to show you a couple of other things. So a lot of times when you're actually working with NPM, and the reason why you're using NPM is that you want to take advantage of packages that are freely available in the open source community that are supported by Node.js. And one of those is a package called Express. And Express is a lightweight framework for building out web applications, similar in concept to Angular or React.js. I like using it, and it's also a great way to be able to show how we can install this using npm. So to install this, you just start with the command npm and then you type install. And then we type the name of the package. And we hit enter. And it goes ahead. And what you'll actually see is a couple of things. One is we have a dependency in our package path. We also have, so this is in our JSON package, that is now a dependency that's written in there. We can also go in and under our node modules, we actually see that we have, we scroll down, we should see Express. There it is, Express. Now, if we decide that we don't want to use Express, we can actually just come in and we can write command npm uninstall. I can type Express. Oops, I did a typo there, so let's try that again. npm uninstall Express. And a couple of things can happen. One is in our JSON file, the dependency for the Express file has now been removed. And we can also see that under our node modules, there are no extensions there. So this is kind of cool. This allows us to be able to see that we can easily add and remove packages. So let's just go ahead and I'm going to install Express again. So install Express. Oops. npm install Express. All right, so it's gone ahead and it's installed Express. Now, one of the things that will often happen is that when you're working with a package, the actual JSON package, so you'll receive this file, and you want to be able to go ahead and install all of the sub-modules that come with it. So you can go through and you can manually install them like this, or you can actually run an install command so you can actually install all of them at once. I can just show you what that looks like because we're going to actually go ahead and simulate as if we're going to install Bootstrap, which is another popular framework. Bootstrap. And we're actually going to go with, and then we'll save that. And what we'll see is under the packages that Bootstrap isn't listed in there. We do have Express. There it is right there. So if we now come over to our new commands, we can actually write the command npm install. And now slight typo, let's try that again. Let's do npm install. Okay, it does help to save your file. So let's go ahead and let's run npm install. And when you do that, what we'll now actually have is not just Express, but we'll also see that Bootstrap has also been added. Now, I don't recommend that you use the star symbol, which will install the latest version of Bootstrap, because you obviously haven't tested your application against that, but it gives you an idea of what's happened here. Now, if we want to, we can actually go in here and we can say install Bootstrap, and it will actually remove that from your JSON package. So there we are. That's how you work with using NPM, from getting started with a setup for a base initialization of your package, going through to creating the first package, being able to set up and control the naming convention for each of the items within the metadata that provides the instruction for the package, how you can then put in dependencies such as Express and Bootstrap, how you can install them and remove them, and actually do all of this through command line. If you have any questions, please let us know. So I hope you got a lot out of working with NPM. I hope you understand the value NPM provides to you as you're working with Node.js. If you do have any questions, though, please post those in the comments below. We read all the comments and we do reply to them. So it's a great way for you to have access to the brilliant people here at Simplilearn. In addition, if you like these videos, feel free to hit the subscribe button and then the like bell, and you'll get notifications of when we post new videos. Have a great day.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.